Welcome to the table, my friends. Let's draw the circle wide. This is day number 2 of my hour a day meditation challenge. I'm James Bonsbach, and I'm going on a 90-day journey inwards of 1 hour meditation a day so I can bring back insights to you. And today, I want to talk about heartbreak because I experienced some tremendous heartbreak yesterday and within this past week, and I had to really sit with it. Last night, I couldn't go to bed until about 1 a.m. because I had so much emotion coursing through me. And then I also woke up around 4:30 a.m. and I couldn't go back to sleep because I had so much heavy heartache and heartbreak. I felt betrayal, I felt mistrust, I felt anger, I felt resentment, I felt deep pain, and maybe you've experienced all these emotions as well. So since I couldn't sleep, I got up, rode my bike to the park, sat on a bench, and I meditated for 2 hours today. And layer after layer after layer after layer of deep pain in my throat and my heart kept coming up, where I was just vibrating my body. I was crying. I was just experiencing and sitting with the emotion instead of running away. Maybe you have experienced running away from heartache. And what I realized, the key that I realized to overcoming heartbreak and heartache is to actually understand that your heart is not broken, right? The words we use are very, very powerful. And heartbreak or broken heart is a very powerful symbol that we have in our mind, but it's not actually what is happening. Your heart is fine. Your heart is not broken. What's broken and shattered is your expectations. It's what you think, it's how you think the world should be. It's the way you think people should act. It's the way you should feel. It's that other people should meet your needs. It's the expectations that you've projected and laid over your reality of what's actually happening. And the reason why it hurts so bad is because you're way over here. This is what you think life should be. This is where life actually is. So because there's a fundamental split in where you are and where life is, you feel pain because you're not in the flow of life. You're not actually with what is. You're with what you want to be that isn't happening, so that's painful, right? Maybe you want someone to listen to you and they're not. Maybe you want someone to apologize and they're being stubborn. Maybe you've experienced someone who has mentally, physically, or emotionally abused you, right? And then they left you, and it just left a huge hole in your heart. Something that was just felt like a void. It felt like your heart was broken, like you could never actually come back to normalcy. You've been hurt so bad in the past. And I know this is out there. People have felt this. You may feel this. I felt it. It's normal. And the key here is to recognize your heart is fine. It's still beating. It's still in your chest. There's nothing wrong with your heart. It's your expectations. When you can let go of the idea that people should do something that they're not doing, you can come back into the flow of life and recognize from a higher vantage point, right? The reason why you're so good at giving advice to other people when they have broken hearts, right? I know you're good at giving advice to other people when they have broken hearts. It's because you're not in the situation. You have a higher vantage point. You're a step back. You're not feeling the feeling. So just imagine what it would be like to not feel that heartbreak for a moment, to take a step back and give yourself advice. For me, that advice came in the form of just sit. Sit, feel, allow these emotions to be processed, because if you don't process your emotions, those emotions stagnate. They get stuck in your body, stuck in your chest, stuck in your throat. And I know for a fact that today when I was meditating, these emotions that I was feeling were not just from what happened. Okay, these are things from past, memories from middle school came up, memories from childhood came up, right? Whenever you get triggered by external processes, whenever your heart breaks, whenever your expectations are shattered, it's because your subconscious mind, your higher self, and your body's wisdom, life's wisdom, is trying to show you something, trying to teach you something, trying to poke you where it hurts so that it can bring attention to those wounds so that you can begin to easily and effortlessly let them go, to heal them. When you shine the light of awareness on your wounds, even now, as you're listening to this, you're starting to see and starting to understand those places in your heart, places in your throat, places in your belly where there's tension, where there's stuckness, where there's stagnant energy. And where there's stagnant energy, life over here can't flow through you because you're stuck with what you want it to do, right? If you want a flower to bloom before it's ready to bloom, you're going to be heartbroken. If you want a flower that's died and fallen off and fallen to the ground to come back to the way it used to be, you're going to be heartbroken, because that's not the way life works, right? It goes through processes, and when you start to come more and more into alignment with the way life really is now, you can just sit with those emotions and let those fall away, just like the dead leaves in autumn, just like the old things, expectations that no longer serve you, that never did, that are just hurting you, that are being shattered and broken and smashed now. You can let those go as you start to step into life, into the flow of what life wants for you. Because after my meditation, after about an hour and 25 minutes in, I completely let go of everything. I went down a tunnel in my mind's eye. It was a winding tunnel like this, and I ended up inside my body, where I was no longer aware of what was around me. I was just fully conscious and aware of my inner dialogue, and I got to talk to my inner coach, which is me. And in that space of complete stillness of body, my mind just knew the answers. I was able to ask myself questions and just get yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. That's the depth and the power of being in the moment, being in the flow of life. And as you start to recognize that you have access to your own inner coach, that part of you that has a higher perspective, that's standing back from the situation. This part of you hurts. This is very real. This is valid, right? The emotions are valid. But there's something much deeper than those emotions. There's something much wiser than those emotions that also lives within you. And this is equally as valid. And I would say that this is a deeper truth. Because as you begin to move past those emotions, kind of like the surface of the water, these are the emotions. This is all the waves. Oh my God, I'm gonna die. My friends hate me. Oh my God, I'm alone. My mom didn't love me. All these things are just surface waves. But if you go just 2 feet deeper, it's calm. And if you go even deeper, you notice that there's actually streams of movement, streams of thought, streams of consciousness, streams of emotions and deeper understandings than this chaos. And this is what they talk about when they say, still your mind. Be like a flat, calm lake now. Taking a deep breath in. And just tune into your heart. Tune into your belly. Because you, my friend, are worthy of love. All of the heartbreak that you've experienced, all of the unmet needs, all the broken expectations, it's all okay. And life is inviting you, I'm inviting you to come back into the flow. Come back into the flow of what life wants for you. Life wants to give you love. It wants to give you peace. It wants to give you security. It wants to give you safety. It wants to give you abundance and compassion. But if you're stuck over here, I like how my Buddha and my thing over here, if you're stuck with your broken expectations, your heart will always be in pain. So take in one more deep breath in and simply allow. Thank you. Stay tuned for tomorrow. It's just day 3. That's 4. Day 3.